Medicomp Incorporated, located on the central east coast of Melbourne, Florida, is providing the Holter monitoring and 12-lead ECG management services to the AtriCure ICE-AFIB study. This slide presentation is a training guide for you as a site coordinator in the trial. You'll use this information to become familiar with Medicomp's clinical trial cardiac monitor and learn how to train your patients in its use as well. To provide a bit more detail, our services include the adjudication management of 4 12-lead ECG tests that will be performed at visits 1 through 4. We will also be providing the Holter monitoring equipment as well as the services in order for you to conduct 24-hour Holter monitoring on each of your subjects at 3, 6, 9, 12, 24, and 36 months. The Holter files that will upload to your system from the monitors will be processed, archived, published, and the reports forwarded to the adjudicating physician. This presentation focuses on the Holter monitoring services. Here is an outline of what we will review in this presentation. We'll start with discussing the management of the 12-lead ECG data and advise you of your role in providing the data to us. Next, we will provide an overview of the Holter monitor, kit contents, and site supplies. Then we will discuss the flow of events that you will need to follow for each Holter procedure and introduce Medicomp's Arrhythmia Access website. Please note that you will need to re-enroll the subject each time they are to wear the Holter monitor, which means that you won't be able to use the previous enrollment. Next, we will provide some hands-on sequences that will help you become familiar with the monitor and how your subjects will use it. Following the hands-on, you will learn how to upload the monitor via the MyHolter app. Next, those Holter files that we receive via MyHolter are reviewed and assessed for critical arrhythmias. If any rhythms are significantly abnormal, they may require a physician to be notified. The notification criteria provides us with a guideline for those rhythms and the contact information we'll use to notify you when they occur. Discussing the notification criteria will provide a segue into the issues we face when there is a site coordinator change at your facility. You are required to notify us as soon as possible if a site coordinator change is made, so that if a subject is identified as having a critical arrhythmia, we can contact the correct staff member. This also assures equipment and supplies are delivered promptly to the correct department. And finally, we'll provide you with the instructions for signing the training log after this session is completed. Okay, so let's get started. As previously mentioned, our services include the adjudication management of 4 12-lead ECG tests that will be performed at visits 1 through 4. According to the trial guidelines, you will wait until all 4 tests have been completed and then email the set to us. We will take over from there. We require that you create a PDF file of each 12-lead and email them to Wayne and Maury at Medicomp. We will in turn reply to your email acknowledging receipt of the files and follow up with you if there are any quality issues or questions. In this segment, we'll discuss the Holter monitor along with the kit contents and supplies that we ship to each site. As stated previously, Holter monitoring officially begins at visit 5. However, in order to satisfy inclusion criteria, a 24-hour baseline Holter may be required during the screening process. This baseline may use a different wear method than the rest of the Holter procedures, in that the patient has the option of using a patch-style method of chest attachment if they are hesitant about using the 5-wire configuration. This option is offered to help with compliance if needed, but only for the baseline. The patient will be required to wear the Holter monitor with the 5-wire configuration for 24 hours at visits 5, which is 3 months after the ablation procedure, and again at visits 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, along with any unscheduled visits that require Holter. Please do not offer subjects other wear options without AtriCure's approval. ICE-AFIB trial guidelines dictate that there should be at least 23 hours of readable data in these Holter procedures. When Medicomp receives the Holter files, we will inspect them to make sure that there is enough data to satisfy those trial requirements. If there is not, we will be notifying the trial and a determination will be made regarding whether the subject will need to repeat the tests. This flowchart shows a quick overview of the events required for each 24-hour Holter procedure from subject enrollment to data upload and monitor reset. You will start by logging into our Arrhythmia Access website to access the enrollment form. Choose the monitor kit and then input the serial number of the monitor into the online enrollment form. The form is sent to us electronically and we assign the monitor to the patient in our database system. After you have successfully submitted the enrollment form, you will send the enrollment data to the MyHolter application. Then configure the monitor by connecting it to the computer. We will cover the enrollment process in the MyHolter app in greater detail shortly. Next, you will set the monitor up on the subject and provide training and explanation of the extra supplies. Subjects will wear the monitor for 24 hours and then return the device either in person or by using the prepaid return envelope to mail the device back to the site for upload. When you receive the device back, you will upload the Holter data by connecting the Holter monitor to the computer using a provided cable cradle and USB cable. Once you have confirmed that the data is at Metacomp by using the MyHolter app, you will need to clean the device and repack the kit for the next procedure, and the process repeats. The repacking process requires that you replace the batteries with charged batteries, clean the device and accessories, and replace any missing electrodes, patient guides, and prepaid return envelopes. We provided 2 battery chargers and 4 extra batteries to be kept on site so that you always have charged batteries for the replacement kits. Please be sure that all batteries given to a subject are fully charged. Prior to the first enrollment, Metacomp will contact you to install the MyHolter application on the computer that you'll be using to upload the Holter data. In preparation for this installation, we will send you the instructions you'll need along with the tech memo to share with your IT department ahead of time. At the time of installation, we will determine which operating system you're using so that you can download the correct application. We will also review the MyHolter guide, which covers how to upload the data and check on its status. It takes an average of 15 minutes to install the application. Please be sure that you have admin privileges ahead of time, otherwise you will not be able to install the application. The pictures presented here provide a quick overview of the Holter monitor, and please be aware that we also use the term pendant when referring to the Holter monitor, so you'll hear us use these terms interchangeably. The pictures on the left show the pendant in the 5-wire and patch configurations. We will discuss the electrode placements shortly. The pictures on the right show the front, side, and back of the monitor. The symptom and power buttons are located on the front. Both sides have a number label, but the one you'll need to know about is the serial number, which is pictured here. 8 alphanumeric characters separated by a space. This is the number you'll use when you complete the online enrollment form. The back of the monitor is where you'll find the rechargeable battery, which has a label affixed to it that shows which position to put the latch in for locking the battery into place or unlocking it for removal. Initially, Metacomp will ship the following items to each research site: 3 Holter monitors, 3 dual-channel patches to be used for baseline Holters, patient guides for the 5-wired patient cable and patient guide for the Holter patch, USB cable for data transfers, a cable cradle, 2 battery chargers for the telepatch, 4 rechargeable batteries, 2 charger cords, 30 packs of clear trace electrodes, each containing 5, skin prep pads, new prep gel, and prepaid returned envelopes. Upon study completion, each site will be provided the appropriate shipping materials and 1 or more prepaid return labels as needed to return all equipment. Open up one of the blue monitor kits you received. You should find the following: Pendant Holter monitor with battery attached, patient guide for the Holter 5-wired patient cable, cable cradle that is required to house the pendant, 1 extra rechargeable battery, 3 packs of clear trace electrodes, each containing 5 electrodes, 5-wired cable, a lanyard, prepaid return envelope addressed back to the site, and 3 skin prep pads. If the patch style Holter is being utilized for the baseline Holter, please set up the blue kit as follows: Pendant Holter monitor with battery attached, patient guide for the Holter patch, 1 adhesive patch for baseline Holters only, 1 extra rechargeable battery, and a prepaid return envelope back to the site. Please note that when the kits are returned for upload, you will need to prepare the kits for the next procedure after confirmation of a successful upload. You'll go to the Arrhythmia Access website at reports.medicompinc.com whenever you enroll your subjects with Medicomp and when you need to view or print reports. This opening window is your login screen. Take a moment to enter your username and password now if you want to log into the website. The first screen you will see is the Welcome screen, which will provide service alerts, information about new features, and other pertinent items. For example, since our corporate headquarters is located on the east coast of Central Florida, we will post alerts if we have been affected by approaching hurricanes as we switch to our backup locations in Maryland and San Francisco. You'll notice at the top of the web page a set of tabs that will help you navigate the website. The Report tab will navigate you to all published reports for the subjects enrolled by your site location. The Patient Enrollment tab will navigate you to a blank enrollment form, and the My Preference tab will navigate you to a settings page where you can change your password or change your email preferences. We will not be using the navigation tab for training videos, file share, or contact us for the AtriCure ICE trial, as these tabs are used by our commercial customers only and do not pertain to this study. We ask that if you have any questions that you email us directly. You will use the My Holter tab to download the My Holter application, which is a one-time only action. You will also use this to work with the Holter monitors and verify the data that you have uploaded from them. The Welcome screen also provides a search field in which you can enter a subject's ID number to quickly access the reports belonging to that subject. The Home icon will take you back to the Welcome screen, while the Logout icon will log you out of the Arrhythmia Access website. When you sign on for the first time, we ask you to change your password to increase the security of your login. Click on the My Preference tab and then select Change Password. Enter your current password, your new password, and then confirm your new password. Once these fields are completed, click on Submit to complete the password change. The My Preference page also allows you to change the way you are notified when the subject's reports are posted to the website. Good news though, we've already taken care of this configuration step for you, so each time a report is posted, you'll be notified via email address you provided to us. Simply click on the Home icon to go back to the Welcome screen. So let's talk about the enrollment process. Remember that you'll need to enroll the subject in the Medicomp's system in addition to the enrollment in the AtriCure ICE-AFIB trial. Click on the Patient Enrollment tab in the navigation bar and then Holter under New Enrollments below. The next screen is a blank enrollment form. As you complete this form, you'll notice that the system will highlight the fields that need to be corrected or completed. Blue indicates incomplete fields and yellow indicates empty fields. Complete the fields as follows. Subject ID is an 8-digit format separated by a dash in the middle. The first 4 digits are your site number and the next 4 digits are the subject's ID number. For example, if you are located at site 123 and your subject number is 0003, then you would type 0123-0003 into the subject's ID field. Press the Tab key on your keyboard to advance to the randomization date. A calendar pops up and the current date is shown at the bottom of the calendar. Click on the current day in the calendar or click on the date at the bottom. Click the Tab key to go to the country and enter USA. Tab over to date of birth. Make sure that you use the format specified, which is month, day, and year. Tab to the language field and enter the language in which the subject is fluent. Continue to tab to specify the patient's gender and whether they have a pacemaker or not. In the next section, you will provide the name of the prescribing physician. This may be the PI of your site or another physician designated for this purpose. If the physician's name is not in the list, you can add it by selecting the arrow in the drop-down menu and then selecting Add Physician. Enter the physician's last and then first name in their respective fields. You will only have to do this once, as this name will appear in the drop-down menu for all future enrollments. Following this section is the site information block. Type in your name and email address, as this informs us of who submitted the enrollment. In the procedure information block, you will need to type in the monitor serial number and select the duration of the Holter procedure. If you float your mouse over the serial number field, an image will appear showing you the different models of monitors. Match the device with the one you have and note the location of the number. When you enter this number, do not leave a space in between the first 4 digits and the last ones. Next, you will need to select the duration of the Holter procedure. For the ICE-AFIB trial, you will always select 24 hours. Finally, if needed, type in any comments you would like to communicate to Medicomp and then click Enroll Patient. If the system highlights any fields, you will need to correct that data. Then simply click on Enroll Patient again to complete the enrollment. If at any time you need assistance with an enrollment, please feel free to contact us. After successfully submitting the enrollment form, you'll see a pop-up box that displays Enrollment Successfully Submitted, and you will be given two options to choose from: Configure Now and Configure Later. These options allow you to automatically send the enrollment details to the MyHolter application, or you can manually send them. We recommend that you always select Configure Now. This is an automated option and it will save you time. Configure Later has the same action, but you are required to complete extra steps, so it is not recommended for this study. The Configure Now option sends the enrollment details immediately to the MyHolter application so that you can prepare the monitor and set up your subject right away. So after selecting Configure Now, the next pop-up displays a successful patient configuration and prompts you to connect the monitor to the computer. AAW will time out if you take too long to connect the device. Connect a fully charged battery to the pendant and insert the pendant into the cable cradle. Connect the USB cable into the bottom of the cable cradle. Next, connect the other end of the USB cable into your computer that you installed the MyHolter application on. The MyHolter application should automatically open within 20 seconds along with a pop-up box that displays the status of the monitor, as in whether it has been completed procedure or not. In this particular pop-up box, this is a monitor that was previously used for an in-house test and shows that the data was uploaded. Click OK to close out the box and then click on Prepare. In the application window, identify the subject you wish to set up by selecting the subject's ID number from the drop-down menu, and then select the correct connection type. If you're going to use the 5-wire configuration, select the 5-wire option from the list. If you're going to use the patch, select the 4-electrode 2-channel patch option. If you select an option that does not match the connection type you will be using, then the monitor will not set up properly. When you are finished with the selections, click on Prepare Monitor. A momentary progress screen will be displayed. When preparation is complete, a check mark appears indicating that the Holter monitor is now ready to be connected to the patient. We'll pause here and move to the Reports tab. We'll continue with the patient's preparation and monitor connection after we've finished the Arrhythmia Access tutorial. To view a report, you'll click on the Reports tab in the navigation pane, and then Holter. A list of your subjects will be displayed, and you can sort them accordingly to your preferences by clicking on any of the blue column headings. You can also use the search block at the top to find the patient that you don't see. To make things easier, when Medicomp publishes your subject's reports on Arrhythmia Access, you'll receive an email alert. Using this route, you have the option to directly view the report by selecting a link in the email, or you can log into Arrhythmia Access. Please note, when using the link in the email, you will still have to enter your username and password if you are not already logged in. When you find the subject you are looking for, click on PDF in the View field to review the report. The first page of the report will be shown, and you can scroll through the full report. The icons in the upper right portion of the screen are available for rotating the image, downloading the report, or printing it. When you are finished with the report, use the browser's back button to return to the previous screen. If you click on the word Text in the View field, the system will display a tabular summary of your procedure. If you want to print the report, click on the print icon located to the far right of the procedure. That completes the Arrhythmia Access tutorial. To leave AAW, click on the logout icon located at the top right corner of the screen. We'll tackle the hands-on next, that is, we'll continue from where we left off when we configured the monitor for the subject. Now we'll talk about preparing the subject's skin and then connecting the monitor. You may want to shave male patients who have chest hair, just spots that are the size of the electrode in the locations shown. Then instruct them to maintain those areas somewhat free of hair so that the electrodes they will be applying have good contact and are not so painful to remove. Once the areas are shaved, wash them with ordinary soap and water. Try not to use soaps that contain lotions or oils. Then dry the locations thoroughly. Next, place a very small amount of new prep on a paper towel. Wrap the paper towel around your finger and using a circular motion, rub the gel firmly into the skin at each site where the gel cup of the electrode will be placed. It will be easiest if you snap the wires onto the electrodes first. Carefully remove the backing of the electrode and then apply them to their chest. Place the electrodes as pictured: white on the right, the upper right chest, green on the lower right chest, black on the top left chest, red on the bottom left chest, and brown in the middle of the chest above the sternum base. The patient guide will show you the location of each electrode. Just remember to point out the left and right sides of the pictures so that the electrodes are not improperly placed if they need to replace any of them. Once you have all the electrodes placed, make a loop in each wire and place it below or beside its electrode. Tape across the loop to create a stress loop that prevents direct pulling on the electrode snap. The same instructions for applying the new prep gel can be followed for the patch as the instructions for the 5-wired configuration. Peel the back from the patch and place the patch firmly onto the skin so that it is correctly positioned on the left side of the chest below the clavicle. Once it is firmly adhered to the skin, peel the remaining white tabs off the corners of the patch so that the entire surface of the patch is attached to the skin. Next, insert the pendant into the cable or patch cradle depending on the wear option. The green light around the symptom button will flash rapidly. Press the symptom button 3 times. When the monitor has recognized the ECG signal, you will see the green light flash once about every 4 seconds, indicating the setup is complete. Provide the patient guide to the subject and use the guide to review important items for the subject to remember. In this next section, we'll cover the Holter upload from the monitor to the PC using the MyHolter application. As stated previously, subjects have the option to either personally deliver the monitor to you after the 24-hour period, or they can mail it back using the prepaid return envelope. The following steps will guide you through uploading the Holter data. First, connect the pendant to the computer using the USB cable and cable cradle that was provided to you. The MyHolter application should automatically open within 20 seconds. If it does not open, try a different USB port. Close out any pop-up boxes that are related to disk drives. Next, you'll see a pop-up box indicating that the monitor contains a new procedure that needs to be uploaded. Click OK and then click on the Upload option. From the next menu, confirm that the subject ID number is correct, and for patient diary, select No. For priority, select Normal. Then select Transfer Procedure. A progress pop-up will appear, followed by a successful transfer indication. Once the transfer is completed, you'll want to watch the progress of the data files to make sure that they are successfully transferred to Medicom. With this confirmation, the monitor can be reconfigured for the next subject that requires a Holter procedure. You should make sure that if you've uploaded this procedure at the end of the day, you should keep your system turned on so that the automated transfer can be done after you have left. Just check the activity when you come in the next business day to confirm a successful transfer. Click the MyHolter tab, then click View Patient Activity. You'll see a list of patient's procedures along with information such as the procedure start time and the serial number of the monitor that was used. Search options are also available at the top of the page. At the end of each line, you'll see 3 bars, which is the detailed activity icon. Click on this icon to view the procedure details. The patient information appears at the top of the screen, and there are 3 tabs at the bottom, which are Current Status, Status History, and Associated Files. The current status view is the default and will open when you first view this screen. Current status is a real-time report of the current state of the procedure. For example, registered is the subject enrollment, on patient is when the monitor is prepared for the patient setup, and at CMC indicates when the procedure has completely transferred. If you see the word error with any status, you'll need to call customer support for assistance. You'll find this number on the back of the cable cradle. As the name implies, the Status History tab lists each stage that has occurred. We'll switch to another subject so that you can see more examples. These same stages are seen under current status, but will be in the list form as they have already occurred. If you want to see a full list of the possible statuses, refer to the My Holter user guide. Please be sure that you see a status of @Medicomp or @CMC in either tab before preparing the monitor for another procedure. The Associated Files tab lists the actual names of the files that are transferred from your system to Medicomp. Medicomp's customer service staff may ask you for the contents of any of these tabs when you call for assistance. Next, we'll talk about the notification criteria. During the course of the Holter procedure, the subject may have critical arrhythmias and/or symptoms which will require Medicomp to notify the site coordinator via email. The notification criteria document provides Medicomp technicians with the guidelines regarding the types of arrhythmias and symptoms that meet the notification criteria and what actions need to be taken. It is Medicomp's policy to take the following actions when physician notification is warranted. Notifications will be sent via email to the site coordinator listed at the time the notification is reviewed by the technician. The subject ID number, procedure date, and the reason for the notification will be included. If we do not receive acknowledgement of the email within a few hours, or less if it's near the end of the business day, then we will call you at the numbers you have provided. If rhythms that meet the notification criteria are identified after hours, follow-up to the site will be made on the next business day if no after-hours information has been provided. Medicomp maintains documentation stating the name of the person contacted, phone number contacted, date and time of contact, reason for the notification, and mode of message delivery. All reports will be published to Medicomp's secure Arrhythmia Access website for printing and/or viewing before adjudication is completed. If requested by an ER facility, a preliminary report can be faxed. If alternate contact information is not provided and leaving a voicemail is unacceptable, Medicomp will make one notification attempt during business hours. If unsuccessful, notification will be made on the next business day. AtriCure has agreed to the notification arrhythmias and parameters listed here. The notification criteria is the same for all participating sites, with the only difference being who is contacted. This ends the notification criteria segment. If there are any questions pertaining to the criteria, please feel free to contact us. As soon as you know that there will be a site coordinator change at your facility, please let us know. This is especially important in light of what we just discussed regarding the notification criteria. As stated in previous slides, Medicomp has not provided any of the study participants' contact information, so if a subject is found to have a serious arrhythmia, we need to be able to contact the study coordinator to make sure that the correct patient follow-up is implemented. Site profile forms along with notification forms will need to be updated and resubmitted, which will allow us to create a username and password for the new site coordinator on the Arrhythmia Access website. The following list provides a quick review of the steps you will take for each 24-hour Holter procedure. We've also provided this in document form so that you may keep a copy nearby if needed. Step 1. Log into AAW and submit the enrollment form. Step 2. Send the enrollment data to the My Holter application and then connect the Pendant, cable cradle, and USB cable to the computer to configure the monitor with the enrollment data. Step 3. Prep the subject's skin and connect the device. You will notice a continuous green flashing light around the symptom button. Press the symptom button 3 times to start the procedure. The green light around the symptom button will then flash once every 4 seconds to confirm that the procedure has started. Once the procedure is running, instruct the subject on the topics covered in the patient guide. Step 4. Once the device is received back from the subject, upload the device to the computer. Remember that it takes about 20 seconds for the My Holter application to open. After the upload is completed, check the status of the procedure using the View Patient Activity tab, which is found under the My Holter tab. This is advised before setting up the device for the next procedure. This concludes the Medicomp and ICE-AFIB training. The training log document was sent to you along with other pertinent training documents. So once you have completed the training, please print the document, sign it, and email a copy back to Maria Rhodes at mrhodes@atricure.com and CC Maury and Wayne at Medicomp. The final slide contains our contact information. Please feel free to email either one of us anytime and call during business hours, please. Thank you very much for your time and participation in this training. Please note that Maury and myself are always here to answer any questions and help with any problems that may arise. Thank you.